In this video, you're going to learn how to select stocks for intraday trading or day trading. Most of the traders fail to identify right stocks for a day trading. You're going to see 5-step stock selection process for profitable intraday trading or day trading. Before getting into the stock selection process, we'll see 3 key parameters we consider for stock selection. The first key parameter is volatility. We need stocks should move either upside or downside in a same day. We need high beta stocks. The second key parameter is momentum. We need some directional strength in that particular stock so that we can ride a trend. The third parameter is liquidity. We need enough participation from buyers and sellers so that we can easily exit and enter with a less slippage. We'll see the first step of stock selection process. Select a stocks which is in the news. It can be a company specific news or industry specific news. For an example, earnings or results, product launch, auto sales, upgrade and downgrades, especially from the foreign broking firms like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan and Citi, and FDA news in the pharma stocks. Industry specific news. For an example, rising crude oil prices will impact on airline stocks and also oil marketing companies. Change in a government policy, like change in an interest rate decision, will impact on a price sensitive stocks like a banking and NBFC stocks. Change in the spectrum fees will impact on a telecom stocks. We'll see where you can access business news. TV channels like CNBC and ET Now, websites like Money Control, Economic Times, Live Mint, and Bloomberg Wind. And the same information you can access through mobile apps as well, like Money Control, Economic Times, Bloomberg Wind, and through Pulse. I need to mention this Pulse is a news aggregator app where you could access all the business news in single app, which is developed by Zerodha. And last but not the least, the podcast, another source of business news. So Money Control podcast, Bloomberg podcast, and ET Markets podcast are famous in this category. We'll see second step. In this step, we are going to further filter out and selecting stocks which are part of future options. Stocks which are part of a future options generally more liquid, well regulated, and also see a lot of institutional traders participation. And future option stocks don't have upper circuit and lower circuit. Unlike other stocks, we can find 5%, 10%, and 15% circuit breakers. We'll see how you can check whether stock is part of a future option category or not. Go to the NSE website, click products, click equity derivatives, click contract information and list of underlyings, then cross check whether stock is part of a future option or not. Other way you can check is Money Control mobile app. Click markets and go to the market movers and click further filter, select F&O stocks and cross check whether stock is part of future option or not. If it is part of future option, and place it in your watch list. We'll see third step. In this step, we are going to further filter out and selecting stocks which are above 50 rupees and below 500 rupees. Stocks which are part of this category generally witness lot of retail traders participation. Since retail traders play major role in intraday trading, this category stocks witness lot of liquidity and also less slippage. We'll see fourth step. In this step, we're going to further filter out and selecting stocks which have created a gaps. Gap stocks generally exhibit more volatility and also tend to create a momentum as well. For an example, Yes Bank, they announced the results on Friday evening after market hours. The stock reacted on Monday morning with a gap down of 10%. Then stock recovered almost more than 25% from the low of the day. So that is the potential of identifying a right intraday stocks from these filters. We'll see fifth and final step. In this step, we're going to further filter out stocks based on first 15 minutes volume. If first 15 minutes volume is much higher than last 5 days first 15 minutes average volume, then that is the stock to watch. We'll see an example. Indiabulls Housing Finance, the stock was on news and stock witnessed 5% gap down and also witnessed use 15 minutes volume. The volume was much higher than last 5 days average 15 minutes volume. In that particular day, stock was almost 38% down. That is the power of selecting a right stock using these steps. Now, time to take the trades. You need to analyze what kind of a gap it's going to be. Is it a continuation gap? Is it an exertion gap? It can also be a common gap or a breakaway gap. If you look at Indiabulls Housing Finance example, the gap occurred the middle of the trend. The overall trend of the stock was down, and this gap occurred just exactly the middle of the trend with a very big negative news and also huge volume. The first 15 minutes volume was much higher than last 5 days first 15 minutes average volume. And we had taken this trade just after the first 15 minutes range breakout. We had taken this trade immediately after range breakout, and this was there was a very nice downward moment, and we achieved our target within an hour. So the RR was almost 1:3. If you miss out this rally, you could have taken one more trade after small weak pullback. Okay, and then this trade again, one more good trade. So this is what you need to analyze, and this is the power of selecting a right stock for a trading. And we'll go to the next example. Now Yes Bank, the gap occurred near higher time frame demand zone or support zone. So the gap was almost 10%. The stock bounced very nicely and it moved almost 7 to 8% with a huge volume. The volume was also very high, and relative to last 5 days, first 15 minutes volume. The volume is very high, and after brief consolidation, it formed the flag pattern. We had taken a trade, just after breaking this pattern, the and instantly we got our target. Very strong move, and we got our target. Here also the RR was 1:3. Every rupee risk we got 3 rupees. That is the power of selecting a right stock and analyzing what kind of a gap it's going to be. That is very, very important. Okay, which part of higher time frame chart these gaps are occurring, what is the overall trend of the stock, that is you need to analyze. And in the coming videos we are going to discuss more about gaps. Please subscribe this channel. Okay, you will get notified. Now time to recap. Before recap, okay, we'll tell you few exceptions. Sometimes you may find gap stocks without any news. Guys, news may not be in a public domain. Only few institutions may be aware of it. They're acting upon it. Still, you can take those kind of a trades if the fifth criteria meets. That is, first 15 minutes volume is much higher than last 5 days average 15 minutes volume. Still, you can take that kind of a trades. Let me recap. In first step, we select stocks, those are in the news. Second step, we further filter out and selecting stocks which are just part of future and options. Third step, we further narrow down number of stocks based on the price range. Above 50 rupees, below 500 rupees stocks we select. And fourth step, we focus on the stocks which have created a gaps. In a fifth step, we focus on the stocks. Okay, those stocks witnessed first 15 minutes higher volume, and then finally we wait for a best setup and then execute trade. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more interesting videos about trading and investing, please subscribe this channel. If you like this video, comment and share.